Hey, welcome back guys. In the previous video, we learned how we can automate our collection runs using the Postman collection runner. But we were manually running them in the Postman. What if, along with running it manually, you also would like to run it on a scheduled basis, let's say every day at 5 am? Well, that is also possible to do with Postman using the Postman Monitor. So let's take a look at what is Postman Monitor and the advantages and capabilities of using Postman Monitor. So using Postman Monitor, you can schedule runs and receive reports on your request test results. So why does that matter? Well, you can stay up to date on the health and performance of your APIs, and you would have the confidence in the quality and the performance of your APIs. When Postman Monitor runs all your requests, it will also execute all the tests that you have created as part of that collection. So if there's any test failure, you can set up triggers via emails or alert so that you and the team gets notified of that right away. Let's head over to Postman and set up monitoring for our Postman collection. So I'm back here in Postman and we have this Trello collection that we have created in our previous videos. So what we're going to do is click on these three dots over here. And once I do that, we have a bunch of options here. So the one that we are interested in is called the monitor collection. So I'm going to click on that. And what this will do is open up this configuration screen for us. The very first thing is enter the name for our monitor. So we're going to keep the same, or we can change this to Trello monitor. And then we have this version tag. We're going to leave this one current as that's the default. And you have the option to decide which environment you want to set this up in. So we have our production environment and the test environment that we have created. So I'm going to leave this one the production because we want to run our monitoring on our production environment. And then we have option to how we want to run this. So this is the scheduling part and the most important part. So here I have option if I want to run it every other minute or basically every other few minutes. So this is a paid plan. So we don't really have option to this because I'm working on the free plan. But let's say if you have a paid plan with Postman, you can run it with some every few minutes. And then we have option to run it every hour or run it every week. So I'm going to select every hour over here. And then I can select it every hour, every 2 hours, or basically every 12 hours. For now, I'm just going to leave it every hour. And you can decide which region you want to select. So once again, if you have a paid plan, you can manually select the region. But since I'm using on a free plan, I don't have that option right now. Then you have some other optional preferences. Let's say if you want to receive email notifications on the failure, if you want your test to retry if something fails, you can also do that here. Plus you have option to, let's say, decide if there's a timeout, what you should do, some delays, and some SSL related validation. So we're going to leave this one default. And what I'm going to do is now click on the create button over here. So this will create a new monitor. And if you notice, it says the monitor has been created. So this is already set up. And to actually view this, we're going to head over to the web dashboard. And we haven't touched the web dashboard yet. So far, we have been working with the Postman desktop version. But they also have a web dashboard that you can work with where you can see your monitors, your collections, and things like that. So let me click on this link. And this will open up a new tab for me. So let me bring that screen over here. So it's actually loading up the web.postman.co. So for me, I've already logged into this web Postman. And if this shows up a login screen for you, you can log in here with your Postman credentials. If you don't have one, you can probably create one and then log in over here. Now there are a few things over here. First of all, the workspace that we are in, by default it picks up the My Workspace. I have some other options for collections, API, environment, mock servers, and the one that we were interested in is the monitors. So here is the Trello monitor that we created. And so far it says that the monitor hasn't run yet. Let me just expand this a little bit. Okay. So now to actually run this, I can click on this run button here or just click on run over here. So let's click on run and see what happens. So this is actually showing us this graph over here. But at this moment, it says it's preparing the monitor run and we can just refresh to see the results. Since we know our Postman collection is really small, so we can just refresh and it should probably be finished. All right, there you go. So it just finished and we notice green result over here. That means everything went okay. And if I scroll down, it says 0 failed test and 0 errors across one region. So by default, it picked up the region that we were running it in, which was the US East. This is for me. For you, it probably will be different. And here it actually ran all of our tests. So we can see our Trello test that we created. So the get board ID plus the test that we created. So verify status to be 200, verify the status response, that the name is not empty, and basically all the tests and that we have created and all the requests that we have created, it actually executed all that for us over here. So that's pretty cool. We just manually scheduled this run. But the whole point of running this in Trello Monitor is that we can actually get this scheduled, right? Which we did that to run it in every hour. So if I come back the next hour, I can actually see this test being running over there. So along with just scheduling this, we can also see the logs here. So this is the same way that we were using in the previous video using the Postman collection runner. We can see all the logs that we were seeing on the console over there. So I can see my pre-script, the post-script. This is all the stuff that I've added in my test scripts, and it's actually being printed out over here. So that's pretty cool. So even if something fails, you would know right away that what happened, and you can actually check the logs for that particular request. And if you notice right now, my build says it's healthy, so that's great. If something will fail, it will probably turn it to fail or something went wrong. Now they have some other cool options too, which I won't get into it too much detail, but basically you can see the reports for individual results. You can see which type you're actually running it in. So this one I was running manually, so I can see that being showing up for manual. But if I change this to, let's say, schedule run, remove that, then it would say that there is no schedule run at the moment. Then we have also option for the webhook too, which we will look into later on. Then for the results, we can check all the successful, failure, error, and the ones that's been aborted. So that's fine. There's nothing different over here, and you guys can probably play around with all these different features. So what I want to actually mention is, other than just monitoring system, which we just looked at, and this will actually run this every hour like I mentioned, but there's other things that we can do using this web app too. So if I actually go to these collections here, and here I have options to see all my collections. So I can see the boards, the cards, and all of that stuff that we created. So if I click on that, it will kind of open up the same view that we see in our Postman desktop version. But what I'm going to do is click back on the Postman over the Trello collection over here again. And then on the right, I see this documentation. So this is the documentation that it automatically generates for us. So Postman Web actually generates this documentation for all the APIs that we have added here. If I click on View Complete Collection Documentation, the Postman auto generates this documentation based on what you add in your collection. For example, I gave this collection name, which is Trello, and then this description, which is also showing up here, along with the folders as well as all the requests that I created there. Now, everything that we added there, which is the parameters, it's basically showing up here too, and then the base URL and all the other stuff that we added. And if I scroll down to the post request, it in fact also tells me the body that we were passing in. And that's been actually added in a request when we added it in the Postman desktop. So that's a really nice way to actually see all your documentation, and you have an option to publish this so that it's viewable to all the other folks too. So you can keep your live documentation over here. You can make changes as required, and then you can publish it so that it's viewable to everyone. So let's take a look at what other options do we have in the web app. So let's say if you create your own custom APIs over here, you can add that over here and provide its own schema. We won't look into that right now. But for the environment, this is the environment that we created, which is a production environment. You can see all your variables, all the values there. Same thing for my test environment. I can actually see that over here too. Plus, if you have anything on the global level, you can also check that over here. Then let's say if you want to create a mock server so that you don't want to hit the actual API, instead hit the mock API and get the server back. That is also possible to do that using Postman. And then we already looked at the monitor that we created. And just the way you can see the history, the way you were seeing it in your Postman desktop app, you can also see that over here. So the web app is actually quite helpful too if you need to quickly take a look at some of your reports and make sure, most likely you will probably be checking this for the monitor to actually make sure that everything is going okay. I hope you understand how Postman monitoring works now and how you can schedule your run and see a report similar to this. I would highly recommend for you to set up some kind of monitoring for your APIs so that you know the performance as well as the health of your APIs, and you don't have to do this manually every time you make some changes to your API. Okay, so in the next video, we will take a look at how we can run our tests using Newman, which is the Postman CLI tool. If you enjoyed this video guys, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to support my work, you can do that by sharing this video to whomever you think will find it useful. And you can also support me through the Buy Me a Coffee website. The link will be in the description for that. That's it for this video guys. I will see you in the next one.